Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I still have my Christmas tree up. I have all my Christmas decor up still, but I wanted to film a video with this background because we might not get it ever again, unfortunately. Today I want to talk about my worst books of 2023. All of these books are 2.5 stars or less. I only have one star, so that's gonna have to be the worst, definitely worst book that I read in the year of 2023. But none of these, I don't have a burning, passionate hate against most of these books like some other people do when they do their worst books category. I only have 8 books here to talk about, so not even a top 10, so that's very good, which means, so I read 140 books in 2023, and only 8 of them were 2.5 stars or less, which I think is very good. Very good. To start us off, I'm gonna do my least offensive, and that is 13 Treasures by Michelle Harrison. This is the same girly that wrote A Pinch of Magic, which is one of my all-time favorite middle grade series. I think I read the first one twice. This one is I believe her debut. Probably partially why it's a 2.5 star. I found this version of the books. This is a trilogy. Bless you, Pippa. This is a trilogy. I have all 3. You can see here I have those 2. I haven't read them quite yet because I'm a little nervous that they're not going to be good. I do partially think that maybe I just read this at the wrong time, and it could have been a 3-star and hence wouldn't have made it on this list. I don't hate her. She was just confusing. I don't know about this girl who can see fairies, and it's not a very common thing in this world, and her mom like sends her away to live with her grandma in the countryside in this chateau of a home, which is partially why I was like super excited to read about it, because like fairies, we're in the countryside, there's a little mystery aspect, similar to how A Pinch of Magic has like other stories within the main story that we're trying to figure out. But for some reason this was just confusing to me, and I just didn't vibe with it. So now that we got her out of the way, the rest of these are slightly more offensive. My next 2.5 star read is The Mystery of the Ivory Charm by Nancy Drew mystery series number 13, which is my favorite number. And you know what? All the Nancy Drews get 3 or 3.5 stars. So the fact that it's got 2.5 star is a little telling. This one deals with like this kid being kidnapped and like abused, and he's from India. And so of course, because this book was written however many years ago, the little boy can speak English, but it's very broken English, not proper English, if you guys understand. They make him like so stereotypical, like cannot speak proper English essentially, and it was just a bit of a turn off because it's like every other, if not every page that this boy was on, he cannot speak properly. And the thing is, I don't know how old he's supposed to be, maybe like 10, like 10-ish, and he has lived in America all of those years, besides like the first year he was a baby. So like he would be speaking probably okay English. He would not be talking like this, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that was my gripe against her. Sorry, girl. All these other ones I no longer have, except for my worst book, which you'll see when we get to it why I still have it. So the next book, did I have any other 2.5 stars? Yes, okay. So my last 2.5 star book that I have is The Soulmate by Sally worth. This is just a classic domestic thriller about this girl who this woman who her and her family live on the edge of a cliff that multiple people have come to suicide at. And so one night after dinner, her and her husband doing the dishes, her husband sees the girl outside and she's like, oh shit, someone's gonna jump. So he apparently has like talked down like 6 or 7 people from jumping off this cliff, except the main character goes to call the police, and when she goes outside, her husband's standing there and the girl is gone. She jumped, allegedly. Maybe she was pushed. Who's to say? Trigger warning for suicide, obviously, within this book, but also I'm pretty sure cheating was in this book. I did read this in like March or April, so it has been a while to remember why I didn't like it. I think it was just a plain, boring domestic thriller, and I was not surprised at all. There were no twists that I was like, oh my gosh, I totally didn't see that coming, you know, which is probably why I got a 2.5 versus like a 3. If a book is mid but can kind of surprise me or has like good either like spooky vibes or like cozy mystery vibes, then they could be a 3 or 3.5. But this just had no vibes, it was boring. It was straight up boring. Another book that was just straight up boring and way too long for what it was, The Appeal by Janice Hallett. I was so excited for this book, which I think is part of the reason why I had to give it a 2-star and was just so offended by it. So this book is, I don't even know how to explain it to you. It's about all these people who I don't even know what they're part of, like a theater group or some shit. I don't know. They're part of some like theater thing, I'm pretty sure. And all of a sudden these two send out like an email to people basically with a GoFundMe that's like, oh, our granddaughter has cancer. Can you please give us money? And I'm pretty sure someone dies, and it's told through like mixed media, letters, emails type of stuff. So I thought it was gonna be very exciting. I barely finished this book. The audiobook, I don't even know how long it was, either like 12 or 14 hours, I'm pretty sure. There was no need for that book to be that long. The last like 30 or 40%, I was like, for what? What is this for? It's so boring. There's nothing happening. I can't. As soon as I finished the book and I talked about it on the YouTube, I said goodbye, get this out of my collection. I can't with her. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. Whenever I think about this book, I get so annoyed, which same with another one on this list. Because I was really excited for it, you know? And I haven't picked up any of her other books, but I've heard the Twyford Code, the one with the fish, I think that's what it's called. I heard that one was pretty good. And then Meg with Books, I always forget her name, but she really liked her newest book, the like something angel book. But I'm just very hesitant to read it because I thought The Appeal was not good. Not good, would not recommend. Moving on to another thriller type of book. This was another very big letdown for me in the year of 2023 because it was a very anticipated book, 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. I enjoy the fact that I have read all of Holly Jackson's books up to date, but at what cost? Because this book was not good. How this book made it on the Goodreads Choice Awards nominees, I have no idea. It was not good. And I I saw someone say that she wrote this in like one weekend or 1 month or something. And I'm wondering, like, did someone edit it? Did someone reread it? Like, this is one of the only books that on this list that I'm actually like, I'm really upset by. Because also I saw some people being like, it wasn't that good. It was mid. But there are some people who really liked it. And I think it's a case of you just like Holly Jackson and you wanted it to be good. Because I love her. Okay? A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, my dog is named after the main character. But like, this one, bad. And Pip heard me talking about her. And of course now Pip has a toy, and so we will not have peace on Earth. There wasn't even like a specific thing wrong with this book. It's about these kids who go on a road trip in an RV, and then all their tires get shot out by some sniper, and he wants to like kill all of them for some reason. And that's like the whole point, is trying to figure out why this person wants them dead. And only 5 of the people survive, hence the name. But it was dumb. I was expecting way more. I'm a little hesitant to pick up her next book, but I think she has been working on that for at least a little bit more than she took to write 5 Survive. Besides the point, moving on to, let's see, the only romance on this list, surprisingly. Can you guess what it is? Secretly Yours by Tessa Bailey. I was so excited for this. I don't think I pre-ordered it, but I bought it like the day it came out. I thought, like, look at the cover. It's so cute. It's about this girl who like has had a crush on this guy. I think he's like her neighbor. It's like a Grumpy Sunshine type of romance, with the added layer of anonymous secret admirer who is the girl. From what I remember, he like finds out that she's the secret admirer, and then he's like, I can't believe you would do this to me, even though like some other person sent the letters, or they accidentally got sent or something originally, after they've like become a couple. Like, they're a couple, and he finds out that she was a secret admirer, and he like gets mad and like leaves her because of that. It's kind of dumb. Also, he was way too obsessed with her boobies. Way too obsessed. The amount of times I had to hear this man's perspective talking about her tatas. Stop. Okay, it was so annoying. It honestly was a turnoff. I hated it so much. And then I got rid of the book immediately. The second to last book on this list, was also not a fave and made me very annoyed. Another mystery thriller. You Shouldn't Have Come Here by Geneva something, I think. I don't know. I don't care. This one is about this girl who goes to an Airbnb type of situation. She's all alone. She doesn't have anyone. And this guy who owns the Airbnb, he's like kind of suspicious, but like kind of hot. She, spoiler, like hooks up with him. And then is like, wait, why are there like clothes from the previous girl in here? And he's like, oh, those are my ex-girlfriends. And she's like, why would they be in this guest Airbnb room? Let's hook up anyway. Weird. Okay, weird behavior. And then after they hook up, she's like, oh, actually, you're a bad guy and I'm gonna get out of here, right? Okay, spoilers. Very big spoilers for this book about why I don't like it, okay? Okay, so once she's like, I need to get out of here, he like slashes her tires, almost assaults her the night before, I'm pretty sure. He slashes her tires and she's like, oh, I'm gonna get away. Or actually, she did something about her engine. Actually, I think that's what it was. Either way, she like can't start her car, can't get away from him. He's like chasing her. He drags her inside. Somehow, because then we're like, oh my God, he's a serial killer. He's been killing people coming to his Airbnb. Sorry, Pip is squeezing her lamb chop. So, after we find out that the main, I don't even want to call him a love interest because it's a mystery thriller. It doesn't even make sense. But after we find out the Airbnb guy is a murderer, he's a serial killer. He's killed multiple people. our female main character gets the jump on him and kills him. Okay? Also, I don't know what part this happens, if it was before he dies or after he dies, but we find like the other girls that he's killed, he has them up on like deer head pedestal type things on a wall in his closet, I believe. It was really weird. It was weird. That part's a little mystery thriller, so I get it. But why did we have to sleep with him? And then, okay, this part was like, I don't know if I like this or not. I think I was just annoyed with the whole book at this point. So, she kills him. She finds the missing girl from that was there that stayed at the Airbnb before her. We find her in like a barn. And the main girl is like, I can't help you get away, but I'll free you. And the girl's like, why can't you help me? Right? Okay. This main character girl drives back home. Remember we thought she was a loner? No, she has a husband and children, and come to find out, she told her family she was on like some work trip or something, when actually her hobby is to go to Airbnbs and kill men. I mean, I do support women's wrongs. I do. That part was a little like interesting, and I think is part of the reason why I gave it a 2-star versus like a 1 or 1.5 star. Because that part was kind of interesting, but like the rest of the book made me so annoyed. Sorry for spoiling that entire book for you, but I just had to get my feelings out about that. And also the writing was fine. It was fine. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the only book that got a 1 star from me in the month of January 2023. I read this right off the bat. Not the first book I read, but you know, The Appeal and this were in the same month. They Do It With Mirrors by Agatha Christie, a Miss Marple series. This was my only 1 star for the entire year of 2023. And you might be asking, why would you give an Agatha Christie a 1 star and you didn't give anything else a 1 star? This book is so bad for like, this book demonizes like people with schizophrenia and like mental health things and like alcoholics. And, like, this book demonizes all of them. It takes place in like a rehab center and someone dies, and so because it like was in the rehab center or someone who worked at the rehab center, they're like, oh, it must have been one of the people who were there. And I'm pretty sure the person who did it, this is spoilers, I'm pretty sure the person who did it, he like had schizophrenia and like probably needed actual help, and instead we're like, jail. It was so frustrating, and like at the end I was like, I can't believe what I'm listening to right now. Like, I need this book to be done. It's not even that long of a book, but I was like, it needs to be done. I can't. So with that being said, those are the books that got 2.5 stars or less from moi in 2023. I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was like more on the negative side, but hopefully if you haven't read these books yet, you will stay away from them. Unless you want to prove me wrong and read them for yourself and you enjoy them, then go right ahead. That's fine by me. But leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you in my next video, which hopefully is my best books of 2023, which is a little bit more upbeat and happy. So, over and out.